What up gamers, my name is Noble and welcome to the channel. Today I have your complete guide to crafting in the Elder Scrolls Online. Hey guys, a quick little note here before we continue on with the video. I decided to not talk about the jewelry, woodworking, blacksmithing, or clothing in super detail because they all work essentially the same. I do give you the outline and the first basic mission that Millionth gives you, but it's a copy and paste for jewelry and the rest. The ones that I go into a little bit more in depth are the alchemy, enchanting, and provisioning. So before anyone's like, you didn't talk about jewelry or anything like that, if you don't have Somerset, jewelry is not going to apply to you anyway, so I decided to leave that out, but it's essentially the same thing. You'll see another text later on in the video about it, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Unlike most MMO crafting systems, ESO's unique step system requires a lot of time and resources. Before we jump in, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe so that this video gets pushed out to as many players as possible. Timestamps are posted, but I'd highly suggest watching the whole video. Now without further ado, let's jump in. So for this video, I'm in Vivec City. All the crafting locations are super close together, so I find this to be a really useful area to show you guys some stuff. You can pick up the introductory mission from the Writ board. It will ask you to talk to Talano and Millionth. Each will get you certified in 3 crafting professions. Talano will teach you provisioning, alchemy, and enchanting, and Millionth will teach you woodworking, blacksmithing, and clothing. I would suggest starting with Millionth because it gets you used to the flow of the key elements of crafting. Millionth will have you gather whatever you need from the respective professions. This will give you an idea of what you're looking for and where to find it in the world. Once you've gathered everything, you'll go back to her and she will have you craft an item. An important note here is that there will be a style material. Each race has their own unique styles that you can purchase from any crafting vendor. After you get the style, then you can craft the item Millionth requests. After completing that quest step, she will then ask you to deconstruct it. Deconstruction is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be breaking down the items, and in return, you get various materials and profession experience known as inspiration. Remember that for later on in the video. You'll do the same mission with Millionth for her respective professions. Talano is a little bit different. One thing that the game does not do a great job at teaching new players is how to learn the alchemy formats, how to get provisioning recipes, and how to enchant glyphs. So I'll do my best to explain each one in a short manner. Provisioning is the skill that allows you to make food and drink. You'll need food and drink for essentially living in ESO, whether that's for PvE or PvP purposes. To gather ingredients for this skill, you'll literally have to go out into Tamriel and search boxes, sacks, barrels, and other miscellaneous things to get resources like strawberry, tea, salt, and more. Then you'll have to get recipes. This is the most daunting of all the professions, so be sure to start early. Guys, quick note with provisioning, you can pick up the basic recipes from any sort of major city tavern. So I can go to the bartender and get the basic drink recipes, and then same for the food in that same respective area. So that also is going to be something nice for starting this specific profession, but as you level up your provisioning, the higher end things to craft you're going to find elsewhere in game. So to start your journey, it's pretty nice, so go pick those up. It's going to help you a lot. Next up, we have alchemy, which is personally one of my favorite skills to work on. You're gathering water, plants, and greases to make potions and poisons. Unlike other skills, the best way to really level up alchemy is to craft the same thing over and over until it's out-leveled, then move on to the next level. Again, just like with provisioning, you don't have a set course for recipes, but once you get them down, it's easy to remember. I had to Google a lot of the recipes for making certain potions and poisons, and trust me, you're going to be doing that as well. Last profession from Talano, we have enchanting. It's similar to both alchemy and provisioning in the sense that once you've learned a specific enchant, you're pretty much going to remember how to do it after the first couple times, but it does not teach you how to make them. I literally had to go on YouTube and look up how to enchant or craft enchantment of health or a glyph of stamina, so on and so forth. So it is essentially the exact same thing. All of these Granted, every single profession, you're going to go out into the world of Tamriel and you're going to be able to go and get all the resources and then come back to the crafting table and then craft whatever you need. If you're a new player and don't have a lot of gold, then obviously you're going to be wanting to go out and gather. I personally recommend going out and gathering instead of spending your gold on getting crafting mats. Granted, crafting materials are not that expensive, but if you're doing it for all 6, it might get costly. So when you're out in the world doing your questing and exploring, just be sure to pick up every single resource node that you can find. It will help you out, not just with your own crafting, but if you want to sell those said mats, you're already going to have a stockpile that's ready to go. Alright guys, moving on, the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the research system. This is probably the most important part of ESO crafting, and this is where you're able to add traits to your gear and weapons. For example, if you want to increase healing done on a restoration staff, you could add the trait that is known as powered. It increases healing done. If you want to increase physical and spell resistance, you're gonna want to go with defending. These traits can be researched when you have the right kind of gear and the weapons that are actually able to be researched. The reason why I say this is so important, guys, is because researching things can take a very long time. When you first start your researching in the Elder Scrolls Online, you're gonna probably be only having like 2 to 5 hours worth of research time per whatever you are working on. But as you level up your crafting and as you progress throughout the game, you are going to see that timer increase to 10 hours, 15, 24 hours, 5 days, 6 days, a whole week, even a whole month just to research one single item. This is by far one of the most time-consuming parts of the crafting system, but it also is really rewarding when you become a 9-trait crafter. I am not a 9-trait crafter myself. My co-host of my podcast just got to his 9-trait, crafting status, so he's going to be crafting all of my gear from now on until I get to mine. Researching is something you do want to start early, so basically the premise of this entire video, you want to start your crafting journey pretty much right away. As soon as you're able to pick up the introductory quest, you're going to want to start crafting. What I would do, for a little tip here for you guys, spam dungeons, spam PvP, and just break everything down. You can get sets and gear from PvE quests if you want, but anything from PvP or PvE, just destroy them all or research them all so you can get a stockpile of materials and have items to research. So be sure to just deconstruct everything. Even after you hit max level, deconstruct everything. You can never go wrong with deconstructing stuff. Plus your inventory is going to fill up pretty fast. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the improvement system. This is probably the most self-explanatory, part of the crafting system, but will take the most time to really, get together and master. So obviously, this is in the title, the improvement. So there are essentially 5 different, tiers of weapon and armor. You have your normal, fine, superior, epic, and legendary. Going from normal to fine has its own sort of, resources that you need. Same from fine to superior, superior to epic, and epic to legendary. So you're going to need to be able to gather all those resources to move up in the progressive tiers. The legendary things are going to be the most difficult to come by if you're not buying them from guild traders, but I have been breaking down everything that I've gotten here at level 50, and I've gotten about 4 of the tempering alloys pretty much every 5 or 6 days, so a good return on that. But you definitely want to get these tempering alloys if you want to just move straight from, epic to legendary. But it's important, real quick, I'll say this because I'm not going to go super into the improvement process, is that the more tempering alloys you have and the more you use to improve a respective item, the greater the chance you're going to have of actually getting your desired results. So for example, if you're going from epic to legendary but decide to only use one of your tempering alloys, you will get a 5% chance to increase the quality from epic to legendary. If you use, let's say, maybe 10, you're going to have a 50% chance of going from epic to legendary. So it really depends on what you want to use and the risk you want to take. So I would just start, maybe if you only have a few of the, tempering allies, if you're going to that straight for that legendary, tier list, maybe use all of them, maybe use a few. I personally have just been using 2 at a time, and I've gotten some decent results from that. But that is essentially the improvement process in a nutshell. Not too complicated, but it does take resources and a good amount of time to gather at least the legendary ones, in my opinion, if you don't want to buy them. Now guys, rounding out the video a little bit, I want to talk about the add-on that you can get to make your quality of life in the Elder Scrolls Online regarding crafting so much better. It is the Lazy Rick Crafter. I will put the actual name up here on the screen, and then I will show either video of it right now or after this audio clip, so you guys can see exactly how the Lazy Writ Crafter works and how much easier it is to get your writs done. I used to not want to use this because I like the experience of doing every little thing by hand, but it's just super nice having all of these things done almost instantaneously when you go to each respecting crafting station. I do want to let you guys know that it does not work for provisioning and alchemy, so everything else besides that you can do. Alchemy you gotta do by yourself, and provisioning you gotta do by yourself. Well guys, that is going to do it for your complete guide to get started in crafting in the Elder Scrolls Online. Guys, if you found the video helpful, enjoyable, informative, don't forget to hit like on the video and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post Elder Scrolls Online videos literally every single week. I also try to stream twice a week here on YouTube, so everything is in one place, my streams and my videos. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Noble, and I will see you guys in Tamriel. Peace!